This is Evangelist Sherrod Story. Today is the day that the Lord has made. And I don't know about you, but I'm rejoicing because I'm glad that He included me in it. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about in the beginning. I want to take you back on a venture to the beginning. And I'm going to start at Genesis. I'm going to read today in Genesis, starting at Genesis, the first chapter and the first verse. In the beginning, God formed, fashioned, created the heavens and the earth. So that tells you that the heaven and earth was not always there, but God was always there. But He created. Created. You know what created means? He caused something to come into being. He created it. The earth was without form and an empty waste, and darkness was upon the face of a very great deep. The Spirit of God was moving, hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. When God put something forth, it's like He did that over, I don't know how many years ago, but He said, "Let there be light." And once He said that there be light, then there always was light. And God saw the light, and it was good. It was good. Okay. And he approved it. And God separated the light from the darkness. I'm on chapter 4. And therefore, when He separated the light from the darkness, and He called it day and night. And that's what we experiencing now, night and day. All because He created it. He called it forth. And when He called it forth, it became night and it became day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." The firmament was the skies above, and the waters. He separated them. He separated them, and He called the firmament the sky, and the waters, He separated the waters. Okay, and God made the firmaments expand and separate the water which was under the expand from the water which was above the expand, and it was so. And the purpose that I'm really telling you about this is because I want you to know that in the beginning, that things as we know them right now didn't even exist. God called everything as we see it now. He called it in existence. He called the trees in existence. He called the birds in existence. Everything that we enjoy, His beauty, He called it in existence. And when He got through making everything, the animals, the trees, and you could go back in Genesis and read the story. But after He got through all that, then He looked around, and it was something missing. It was something missing. And He said, "I know what it is. I'm going to make man after my own image, my own likeness. I'm going to make me a man." And that's when He took the clay and breathed in it, and from it came Adam. And it still was something missing even after He did that. It was something missing. So what He did was He put Adam into a deep sleep, and He took one of his ribs and made into a mate for Adam, and the mate was called a woman because she came from man. So that's why she was called woman. And Adam named all the things on the surface. He named the animals. He named the trees. He named everything. God gave him dominion over all of that, just like given us dominion. Except for Adam took advantage of his dominion and he did everything God told him to do. Unlike us, God has given us dominion over everything except for man. He have given us dominion. And the reason God created man in the first place is for himself. And that's why he created you and he created I, so that we can be for him, that we could be a vessel that he can love and take care of, you know. And he said that my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. You don't really know why you're here, what you're doing here, but God is the reason. And the reason you don't know is because you don't seek after your first love. He is your first love. And he loves you. He loved you so much that he created Jesus. What he did is he took himself and made himself into a seed and planted himself into a virgin that was called Mary. And out of that came forth a man called Jesus. But he had to do that because he had to be a near kinman. He had to be able to feel all the pain, all the fear. How can he tell us anything if he have not experienced? He experienced everything that we experience, all the pain, all the sorrow, all the anguish. And you know he experienced it when he went on the cross. He experienced a lot of it there on the cross. He walked with man, he talked with man, he shared with man. God has always been there. And even when he left, when he died on the cross for those 3 days, he came back again. He rose again. And he gave us another man, which is called the Holy Spirit. And that Holy Spirit is our guide to lead us and guide us. He has put himself inside of us. And the reason that we don't, our lives is so unhappy is because we are doing what we want to do instead of what God wants us to do. And I guarantee you, if you would ever just try it God's way, then you will be happy and you won't be sad anymore. You won't be going through the things that you go through. And even when you go through the things that you go through, God will guide and lead you through it so that it won't cause the kind of pain and stuff that you feel if you're trying to do it on your own. That's what's wrong with us. We're trying to do everything on our own instead of being led by the Holy Spirit. He knows. He knows everything. He knows everything that you're going to do before you do it. He knows everything you're going to do tomorrow. He knows it all. You don't know anything, but we have gotten away from our first love, and Jesus is our first love. He said, "Come unto me, all you that are labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you some rest." He will lead and guide you. Why don't you let him lead and guide you? And the only way that you're gonna get to know him is through his word. Through his word. You read in his word. There's a lot of things that happen stop